Well, here I am in Chatham with Zach, who called me this morning, dragging my ass out of bed when I'd rather be fucking sleeping.
Yeah, well, sleep's not always the best thing, right? You know, sometimes somebody's got to do it. So I figured it was time to check my oil. And, oh boy, does that look a little scary to you?
That looks a little bit
scary.
That looks a little black. Probably got another 20,000 on it, Zach.
I think it was overdue before I left for Tennessee, to be honest. But you never know.
Anyway, so for you people who don't know, this is called a motor.
And it does burn just a tad bit of oil, but
and that's the dipstick on the motor. You can't really see it too well, but that's the dipstick.
Yeah, you know what? This is the worst thing. I have one thing to say. Poorly maintained cars are the worst thing. You know that?
Yes, they are.
You know, and if you don't maintain your shit, then why own it?
Yeah. Did you want to pop that hood back up?
Oh,
please. I just want you to pop this hood back up.
You know what else? I hate this hood release.
Mr. Zach was talking about a well-maintained car.
And I don't have a good hood release.
He doesn't have a good hood release.
So what else is...
And hey, what the hell is this shit here sticking out, huh?
Oh, it used to have a little bit of a fireproof thing going on.
Oh, yeah, the wall's gone. Yeah, that's well maintained.
Luckily, it's not that.
Yeah, thank God.
So, not only do I need to change the oil, but the tires need to be rotated, and I got some bad lights on here. This thing's got a marker light out there, I think. So that's that one.
Okay.
It has a marker light out here.
Oh, nice.
I'm going to have a good afternoon taking care of all this.
So, what are we going to do? Get in the car and take it for a ride so the tires rotate?
I've got to say,
I
guess it's probably around 250, right?
I don't pay attention to the miles. I just drive the freaking things. Oh, look at that. It says 250647.
Wow, I was close, actually. Well, at some point, when it's a little warmer, we'll help mark out here.
250,000 miles on it, and it runs good. And it's just starting to rust a little bit now. If you look down here, you'll see a little bit just starting.
That's what a good little buzz wheel is good for.
New York, give it a month, and it'll probably be rotted halfway up the door.
Right. Oh boy. All right. Well, let's take a ride and go get some coffee.
Yeah, let's go for a cruise and see if Zach can kill me in his little Volkswagen.
Right.
So I guess we're gonna see Zach change the oil in this thing.
So the first thing is we have to go search for some tools. So I guess follow me.
Yeah.
Don't make fun of the garage. It's a shit show.
Now a good mechanic can find his tools well and knows exactly where everything is. Let's see how Zach does. Oh, there's a tool. Maybe you want to use that to work on your car?
Something like that. Oh, yeah, we don't need that.
Oh, my God. Oh, yes, you are so well organized.
Things are great.
Jesus Christ, my granddaughter keeps her toys better than you do.
You know what? You know...
She'd already found her toy and be playing with it already.
Did anybody ask him? Who asked him? Done.
Okay.
We gotta go over here. I don't have low profile ramps, and can't do very much when you don't have those with this car, unless you want to just jack it up right on the pinch weld. And I know I didn't grab all the tools yet, but eventually I'll get there. It's a cold one out.
Alright, who ordered the freaking wind?
Right. You know what? I'm going to want a jack stand, so let me go grab that.
Just so y'all know, if it were me, I probably would have that garage a little emptied out so I could actually pull the car inside of it where there is no wind blowing. You know, but, you know, just, I guess, you know, some people don't care about freezing their asses off. But you know what? I ain't the one that's going to get down on that cold ground, so I'm not worrying about it.
Alright. Oh, so if this car decides to try to go anywhere, it's not going to go anywhere.
It'd probably be a good idea if you blocked the rear wheels too.
Yeah. Huh?
You see this shirt here? Hey, attention, deadheads. Zach was going to use that for an oil rag. Can you believe it?
Then I realized which
Can
one it
you
was.
believe
That's too nice.
Zach
I
was
can't
going to
do
use
that.
this for an oil rag?
Not going to do that today. Yeah. Nope. Not happening.
Jeez, Uncle Jerry be rolling over in this grave. He saw that.
Right? You know, your car has less of a chance of moving about.
Yeah, I don't know. I always learned you put it on the opposite side that you have jacked up, because there's more pressure over there. That tire's up off the ground a little bit.
Well, we could change
You
that.
you see the space between your tire and your fender? And come over and look at this side,
So you always want to chalk your rear wheel.
and you see there's a lot less space there. That shows you that there's weight there. That's going to make it harder for that to roll over top of it. You know, if you raise the hood, you might get a little extra light so you can actually see which bolt you're loosening.
You can do that.
You know, maybe you do yourself a favor and you won't empty out the tranny fluid instead, you know?
Oh, you know what?
Well, here we are. Zach's still trying to find the right tool.
Yeah, Jesus. Could possibly be it. Another thing. If you own a Volkswagen, I don't know if you can see it. There's some rust on the pan. You gotta watch out for that oil pan. Can be kind of a thing. The last one got rusted, had to replace it. Ew. Forgot one more thing. I need another tool. It's one of my very favorite oil change tools. And, I'm sure other people have been in this position before. Only because I used to have an oil filter wrench for that car, but I don't know where it is. So these are my favorite oil change tools. Okay, always have one of these on hand. Big pipe wrenches.
Never use a pair of pliers or a pipe wrench where you can use the proper tool.
Yeah, see this? Get this stupid beauty cover out of the way. All right, you don't need that crap unless you're just, you know, driving the car. When you're working on it, you don't need that crap.
My advice to most of you people out there, leave that cover on there because you don't need to even look at what's underneath there. You don't belong there.
You know what? Eventually, when I clean the garage, I will find that. So I'm just being ignorant right now. And now if you screw this baby off, it'll come off. The fun part about this is gotta go slow, because if you don't go slow, you end up with oil everywhere. If you go slow, it knows to drain it back down into the pan, so then it just goes out the hole.
Oh, okay.
And if you go slow, usually this is a very, very easy thing to do. Alright, look at that. Cool. It's off. There's our old filter. Now,
Always make sure the gasket is off of here, people. Do not put an oil filter on there until you peel the gasket off. Sometimes, where's that old oil filter?
otherwise you'll end up with a huge leak.
Sometimes the filter, this little rubber gasket here, sometimes them gaskets stick to the car instead of the staying on the filter. So make sure you check.
Working on cleaning the car.
Oh, and Zach's got this out here because when it snows, he likes to sit out here and play the piano and see whether he can freak people out that are driving by.
I play Christmas carols for the people who are going by. Lightly. So here we've got some good old Valvoline 5W40, and I'm giving it a free plug just because I like the stuff. It works well for this car. It seems to keep the engine from blowing up, so that's what I need. What's really the point?
You could go less expensive and do Walmart brand.
Right? Like Walmart 5W30, which I would never put 5W30 in this car. Don't do that. If you own a Volkswagen with this 2.0 liter with a turbocharger, do not put cheap 530 in it. It'll blow up.
What's the purpose of putting the oil on, Zach?
So it doesn't stick to the engine block.
What other purpose?
It
Creates a good seal.
Creates a good seal. That's also part of it. You know, I need a little bit more. Get some more on my finger.
But yes,
Yeah.
the most is so you can separate it when it comes time to separate, because a lot of heat goes onto that filter and that piece of rubber before it gets changed again.
Especially this car. Alright.
But this car isn't as bad as my car because I don't change my oil only every 20,000 miles.
That's because you have a Honda that can handle that.
Well,
Alright. Let's see if I can do anything dumb. Or just put the plug back in. Hey, guess what else? I got oil dripping out the intercooler piping. We're gonna have to address that issue. Probably have to get some ATP 205 or something.
You gonna address it? Whose address you putting on it?
I swear to God. I don't know. I gotta figure that out. I think it's got a leaking turbo seal, which I think might be the reason why it goes through a little bit of oil during oil changes. So I gotta look into that whole issue.
So you think you blew a seal?
I can't even with him. Here's our last step of doing this, mostly last step. I just want you to stay there. Just stay there. And this is easier with that stupid beauty cover off. That thing's just a piece of crap that looks good.
And for those of you who don't know what you're doing, don't do like Zach and put oil in there. Fill it right up to the top with antifreeze. No,
Right.
Don't do that.
No, you know what you need to do? Is you need to make sure you fill this engine up until you can't put any more oil in this hole. Because that means your engine oil is full.
It's full of oil then.
I only got 6 quarts here, but I think I got some more oil in the garage, so we can just keep going. You know, once I run out of this stuff, I'll just keep putting it in there until it's full up to the top, and then we'll start up the car and see how that goes. Right? Okay, so guess what? We've put over 5.5 quarts of oil, which it takes like 5 3/4 or so. I think we're done. I'm gonna find that beauty cover I threw over here. We should be set to go. I could spend time cleaning all this off, but it's winter, it's just gonna get dirty again. I put it the right way, idiot. It's on. It's done. There we go. Alright, so I'll be back in a little bit when I decide to do the tire rotation.
Action.
And don't forget, when you're done with everything, to take the jack stand and the jack out, because if you try to move the car, bad stuff can happen. You know what? I'm all for having... I gotta jack it back up. Guess what's under the car? The oil. Hang on, please hold. I can grab it.
See now, if he'd left it under there and he just started driving forward and driving away, he would have
I would
lubed.
have dragged that all the way over.
He would have lubed the entire underneath of his car.
Alright.
Don't try it at home. You get too much oil on that exhaust system and you're going to be a barbecue.
Right, so now, let the damn car down. Take the jack out. Now it's done. Alright.
So Zach says it's done.
Well, that part is done anyway.
You know,
Not having fun yet.
I'm going to tell you, just like he forgot to put it there, he's probably going to forget to move it, huh?
I'm really glad for you. Oh, probably.
Holy shit. You sure you got the right plug down there? You can't seem to see a ratchet. I don't know.
So we still got a couple extra things to do real quick, like this marker light. Should just pop right on out of here. Oh, look, that was pretty straightforward. Bring the cable out. It's hard to do this one-handed, so I'll see if I can set that there. Pull that guy out. Oh, look, there's the bad bulb. Alright. So now I've got a new bulb here someplace. Aha, right up in here. Can't really help but kind of touch it, but just stick her back there. And we find the other piece. There's the other piece. Wait until it locks in place. Alright. Get that back in there. Pop it back in. Should be done. So as far as this guy goes, I'm going to do it off camera just because we don't have the right tripod piece for this, and where I am, it's a little difficult to just come up with something to set it on at the moment, and it's getting cold. It's going to get dark soon, so I'm just going to do it. Another note, if you really like your car, and if you want to take good care of it, remember to keep some notes about things when you do things, and just so you're aware of when things happen, like when you change your oil or do your tire rotation or get something replaced. It's always just good to know. Oh, sometimes these things can be a real pain in the butt, but sometimes they come right off. Don't forget to tighten these guys up. Otherwise, they'll fly off. Listen, I don't care what anybody says. If you have grime on your hands, oil, grease, anything, this is it. This is the one-stop shop. Dawn Platinum.